Our next presenter is Kelly Jorgensen from Practice Labs. Practice Labs is an IT competency hub supporting IT certification, work readiness, skill development, and career progression. Kelly, thanks for joining us today. Can you hear me?
Thanks for having us, guys.
Great. You can take over the screen and begin your presentation.
Yeah, sounds good. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. You guys can hear me okay?
We sure can.
All right, perfect. All right, let me go ahead and share this. Let me know if you guys can see this here. All right, can you guys see our screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, just a little bit of introduction about Practice Labs and myself. I actually worked for a company called Test Out for a while, for about 5 years or so, doing some similar things there. I've been here at Practice Labs a little over 8 months. And from what I've found out here since I've been at Practice Labs, we're really focused on the students, not only doing well in school, but we really want the student to be prepared when they go out into the real world. We want to provide students with real world type situations so that when they get out in the real world, they get into the job, scene out there, they're competent and they've got some good hands-on skills that they've developed through these labs that have been created, right? These practice labs. And that's why this has been developed. So Ricky, our CEO, he and another guy he was doing IT with, he wanted to figure out something where students could go in and practice in a safe environment, but not in a simulated environment. They wanted to set up something that was, that was real. And so that's why we hook up to live machines. So just to let you guys know, we do connect to live machines at Practice Labs. It's not a simulation. One thing that we do take pride in, like I said, is providing that real world experience. Let me do something real quick here. Let's see. I wanted to show just a real quick overview because I know some of you may not be familiar with what we provide or offer, but just an overview real quick of our portfolio and the different labs that we offer. So everything is more IT focused. We don't go very far out of the IT world here, but we do provide labs in the Cisco department, everything in here in the CompTIA area with A+, your CASP, cybersecurity analysis. We've got Cloud Plus, Network Plus, Pen Test, all the way through your Security Linux Plus courses as well. We do offer Microsoft courses. As you can see, a lot of these Microsoft titles that we provide. And then some VMware, Oracle as well. And then we're getting into some cybersecurity stuff too. So if you have a cybersecurity program where we offer a red team, blue team situation where it's more of a sandbox so students can get in and do a lot of practice in attack and defend and be able to wrap up things that way and get a lot of practice in as well. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to our website real quick just to give you guys an idea of what our platform looks like and how it functions. I'm going to log in to our platform here real quick. And as you log in, the first thing you'll see, any pop-ups here is just going to be any notifications, anything that's new, any news or anything like that's going to notify the student or whoever else may be using this. So we do provide this to colleges like yourselves, a lot of K through 12. We also provide this to IT professionals, if they're looking for practice or if they need to re-up certifications, anything like that. We offer that to individuals as well. A lot of partners also use our labs. So a lot of guys will actually use our labs that we've created to rebrand and sell out as well. But so we'll go ahead and close that out. As you log in, you'll see any of the titles that you have access to are going to be here on the left. I have everything this is my admin account. Everything's going to be here. Obviously, a student's not going to see everything in the world over here. It's going to be a little more simplified and only have access to the courses that they're in. But I'm going to just click this lab here. This is our zero lab. It's basically an introduction. This is something I would suggest for any of you guys that will be investigating or looking into our product. After the meeting, I can go ahead and set up access to anyone, in the organization there at LSU. If you guys need access to further investigate this, I can go ahead and set up an account for each of you to go ahead and do that. And you guys will be able to jump in here and check these labs out on your own after this meeting as well. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump into the lab 0. And we can look at that and jump in here. We can start the lab. Each step is going to provide us with some guidance. So it'll guide us through the labs as we go through, but I'm going to go ahead and start it up. What this means is I was working on this lab prior to jumping into this meeting. So if I was a student and I was jumping back into it, it would say, hey, you were doing an assessment earlier. I can go back to that assessment. Or if I want to start over, I can start that lab over again as well. So I'm going to start again, just so you can see it from the first. So go in here. All right. So it's saying, why lab 0? It's kind of an introduction. Like I said, lab 0 is just an introductory lab to show you how the lab environment works, which I thought would work well for this. And what we're doing here is this teaching us some basic stuff within the lab environment. It's showing us just how to power on the devices. So if we're working within like an A+ or Net Plus lab, we're going to be, like I said, connecting to actual live machines. And it's showing us how to do that now. So I can connect to these 2 machines. I can connect to one of them. I can connect to all of them. If I want to power this one on as well, we can go ahead and do that. This might take a couple minutes sometimes, just because we are in that live environment. And then we'll see the different learning outcomes. It'll tell us how long this lab's going to take. So if I've got to plan my schedule around some stuff, I can know this lab's going to take me 30 minutes approximately to jump through. Just one thing to note, these labs are non-persistent labs. So if a student's in there, they're working on something and they've got to jump out, it's not going to stay logged in. It'll time them out after about 60 minutes. So if they leave for lunch or something like that, it's going to time out on them and they've got to jump back in when they come back. But just a heads up there. But this is really where they're going to go in and work on everything and do that. One other piece that I would point out besides the actual practice labs is we do provide exam prep. So along with your Net Plus, Security Plus, things like that, if kids are working towards a certification, we provide the exam prep for those certification exams as well. And they can go in and do that. One thing that we focus on too, before I wrap up, is we're really heavily focused right now on Eda compliance. We actually have 2 individuals that do have some disabilities that work through each of our labs, and they actually go through all of our labs before we release them so that they can see where we are with that. We do have a VPAT that we can send out if you guys are interested in that at all with it being ADA compliant. I don't know if your school has any requirements there, but we do work really hard towards that ADA compliance as well.
We have 1 minute and 40 seconds left.
Okay, great. I was about to wrap up from this point. I think we've kind of overviewed everything that needs to be seen. Maybe if you'd like, we can jump into question and answer from here. And that would be great, but I appreciate everybody giving us the chance to present today and see practice labs and what we have.